Hello, hello. How's everyone tonight? I have to wait for my YouTube side to catch up. Boom. Okay. I've been gone for a whole 9 days, but I thought I would come live tonight because I do have some things that I want to say, and I have some things I want to correct. So, where do I even start? Hey, Sin, and hey, yep, so what? Where is everybody? Is everybody hiding? Anyway, let me see. Where do I start? Where do I start? Hmm. I guess I'll go back about a week ago or a week and a half ago. Um, well, let me start with the panel that I had for Ninja Orchids. Hey, Kimberly. Okay, I had a panel with Ninja Orchids because she had some things that she wanted to talk about that we had talked about in private. She couldn't come on my panel the night before because she's in Europe and the difference does not work for her. But her thoughts were not so much about creators, and I hate even using that word creator because I don't think any of us create anything but shit over here. But I was not. I have to just say this. I was not trying to make her say anybody's names. She asked me, before we went live, should we should I talk in code? And I said, no, if there's anybody's names that you want to bring up, bring them up. And it wasn't so much about anybody's channel in particular that was telling her where she should go or not go or calling her a flip flopper. It was actually another sub who, came in my comment section and, I said to her, if you want to come up on panel, you can. And she didn't want to. So it wasn't targeted at anybody. So I don't know. Maybe you feel guilty about something. I don't know if that's the case. Then the next thing that I want to bring up is I want to get into the whole thing that happened with Pickle Pickle. I'm not going to get into every detail because that's really not for me to do. I will, however, say that I don't understand what has happened to you, Randy. I don't understand what has happened to you, Randy. Um, you tell everyone that you love them and then you hurt them. And that's how I feel personally. That's how I feel. You know, I don't understand how you, first of all, I don't use the word love very loosely here on YouTube because the fact of the matter is that if I were to tell everybody in my side chat that I love them, I would not be telling the truth. I wouldn't. Hi, everybody. Hi, Pepper. Hi, Sweet Pea. I I hold that word very closely to my heart. Uh, I will say that there are probably, only a couple of people that I've told um, on YouTube that I love them. Um, so I just can't do that. But I feel like with Pickle, that you showed messages of hers, first of all, um, but you didn't show them all. You didn't show the criteria. You called her a psycho, crazy, what was the word? Crazy cray. I don't know where that came from. If that's even a word, but you made her out to be some kind of a horrible person. To someone that you cared about, I thought you cared about her. If you really cared about her, you would have talked to her behind the scenes, but you didn't. So now we're going to talk about it in public. And I'm going to talk about when you go after someone and then you try to destroy their business on top of it and tag people like Mr. Beast, because she had mentioned it to you. I guess that's not something that she ever told me, but I've been doing business, if you want to call it business, because that's what you did. You said uh, that anybody who's doing business with her, beware. Hi, Ninja. Hi, Jules. Uh, well, I've been doing business with her since I came back the first time to YouTube. I wanted to have a new look on my channel. I went to her and I said, listen, um, here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to have some kind of a watercolor look or whatever. And I gave her hi, Erin. I gave her some ideas of what I was looking for. And, she came up with something that I liked. So she did all my thumbnails, discredited and defaming former friends. Exactly. Well, listen, I've been, I guess I'm, a former friend. And, I've been discredited. And you know what? At this point, I don't really even care anymore. I am the type of person that does love deeply, but then there's a point where I don't anymore. Um, if I'm hurt, I'm hurt, and you know, I'll take it for a long time, and then I get to a point where I walk away. So anyway, with going on with Pickle Pickle. So, she did all of my thumbnails for me, and they're generic ones that I reuse. And then, of course, if I need something for a particular night, I'll ask her to do it. She also did all my merch. After Ladies' Night and all that was gone, I wanted to make merch that it was after my mother died, and I needed something to do, and I told her ideas that I wanted, and then I went and looked online for sayings that I wanted to make for my merch. And you can't just do that. You just can't steal people's things. So I would find things, she would recreate them. I would pay for licensing from where I found the stuff, and I also paid her. Okay, I paid her for her work. Um, I didn't expect her to do anything for free. Hey, Jamie Lynn. Um, I mean, why would I? Why would I expect somebody to just do something for me for free? I understand that she wanted, to make thumbnails for you, and she was building up a portfolio, and all that. But there comes to a point where uh, you either love her work, or you don't like her work, or you say that you didn't go to her, but you really did go to her. I mean, there's a lot of things that I find to be not true. There was one thing that Pickle did ask me to do, being that she is a businesswoman. Um, I also don't believe that people came to you and told you that she was crazy and all of that. I felt like that was just something that you wanted to dig at. Um, if I were to give her a reference for all the work that she's done for me, I would give her an excellent reference. In fact, I would tell Mr. Beast that she does wonderful work. It's not her only business either. She's a very talented person. Um, Unpopular opinion, Pickle took some, okay, against her when it was not, okay. But let's just say, Ash, that this is the way she felt, okay, that it was in some way directed to her, okay? Wouldn't it have been, hey, teacher mom, wouldn't it have been the better option to go to her in private, right? To go to her in private and say, listen, this is not, I'm telling you, this is really not about you. Instead of flying off the handle and making Pickle, uh, emojis and calling her psychotic, right? I mean, there was a better way to do it because when you're friends with someone and you care about that person or you say that you care about that person, why bring it public? But it doesn't matter if it's a drama community. When you're friends with someone and you then bring it public and try to discredit that person, do you think it's fair to discredit somebody because it's a drama community when you're talking about someone's livelihood? I know it happens to all of us. It's going to happen to me, right? I'm talking about it right now. It's going to happen to me. I think what was done was cruel. That's my opinion. I think it was cruel. I think it was something that didn't need to be done. Comparing her to Mommy Ramblings, pulled a Mommy Ramblings on her. The fact of the matter is, she did ask Randy to take them down, and that's her right to take them down. If she wants them taken down, that's her right to ask for that. That's my opinion. I mean, I just don't understand. Like, what happened? What happened here to friendship? What happened to caring about people and caring about their feelings? I just don't understand it. So it was okay for them to do that, but no one has an opinion on that. I mean, do you think because it's the drama community that her feelings should not have been taken into consideration? She's not a creator. She is a subscriber. I just don't get it. I really just don't get it. I mean, what what would it have hurt to just go to her, because obviously there were many ways to get in touch with her, right? Because there were many ways for Pickle to get in touch with Randy. That's what she said. I just don't know. I really want to know what happened. Hi, Morgs, teacher mom. Did I say teacher mom? Nocturnal butterflies, easy respite. Hi. I just don't understand. Like, I don't even understand how I got to this point. I don't even understand how I got to this point. I'm a hate bonder. Here's the thing. If I become friends with someone, I don't know, a year ago, 2 years ago, and I start, talking to somebody, am I supposed to tell everybody at that moment, oh, by the way, I'm talking to so and so? And then if I don't, then I'm a secret friend and I'm a hate bonder and in everybody's ear. And I just don't understand it. I don't understand the pickle fiasco. I keep thinking something must have happened behind the scenes for her to jump. I don't think that anything. Listen, I don't think anything happened behind the scenes. Um, I think that this all started with Pickle, and again, I don't want to really speak for her on everything, but I'm speaking on things that I've observed myself. Um, I think it happened with Natasha when Randy was affiliated with Natasha, and Natasha, is a self-proclaimed doxer and all that, and she really, didn't want to be associated with that, and I think it was for her own protection. That's as far as I know, but I don't think anything happened behind the scenes. Hey, Sarah. I just don't understand it. I wish that someone would explain it to me, how we've gotten to the point where there's hate bonding and, you know, people like Sarah, for instance, uh, is in my side chat because she hates Randy and Wendy. So that's the only reason she's here. You know, someone who spent hours learning how to do things. If I help someone think it made you feel like my help was meaningless, I would be upset. Well, that's really not why. I know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's kind of what's being presented over there, right? That, oh, it's amazing that all these people that didn't like Diane now are in her side chat. Hi, Jennifer. Uh, I, I I think I explained it. I think I explained it. I think people are just, we're just tired of the old bullshit and move forward. The only people that can't seem to move forward are Randy and Wendy. And they have everybody, mesmerized or hypnotized or whatever into believing that whatever they say is true. With the friendships, with everything falling apart, with Sin, with me, that, Sin and I purposely went live to go after her mental health. What about Pickle's mental health? Did you ever think about her mental health? Did you ever think that calling her psychotic and crazy and, threatening to make her business look bad, did you ever think that it bothered her mental health? Exactly. This stuff was 3 years ago. Everybody's kind of moved on from that, moved on from it all. And they can't. Even though they forgot that when I came back, that, we did a ladies' night together, and, Randy commended me on my previous live stream. I guess, when I go back and I listen to old live streams, I can't tell you how many times I apologized. I can't tell you how many times I found, a live stream with me apologizing. In fact, one of Wendy's very first live streams that I went on when she just started her channel was, it was really about me going up there because Shannon was mad. Um, it was all the whole thing. When I listened to it back, I'm like, oh my God, this was uh, such a farce. But, it is what it is. They were hard to pickle for no good reason. They could have addressed her one time and left it. Yeah, well, they did it twice. I agree. I think they should have done it behind the scenes instead of doing two live streams about her. She is one of the most low key. Oh, and then it had to be brought up that she was in my chat with a wrench. She's had a wrench in my chat for quite a long time. I don't know if you're trying to make a correlation between, again, hate bonding, friendships, who's friends with who's talking, who's in someone's ear. There is nobody in anybody's ear. People here are adults and they can, um, uh, make their own decisions. Yes, and the community posts on top of the live streams. Exactly. It was a little bit over the top. And I'm just really curious. There was one person in Randy's side chat. I don't know. I don't remember whose channel it was done on, Randy's or Wendy's. Might have been on both. Um, yeah, she has been a wrench for quite a while here. Um, I do believe there was one person that only one person that was that said stepped up and said anything that it was, you know, going a little bit too far, tagging Mr. Beast. Do you really think that tagging him anyway was going to make a difference? Do you think he knows her as Pickle Pickle? I doubt it. I really doubt it. So, you know, why don't you tell everyone why you toss your friends away? That's what I'd like to know. It was very petty. It was extremely petty. It was one of the most petty things that I've ever seen. I feel like I don't know who Randy is anymore. And it's sad. It's sad. Well, yeah, Erin, that's the whole point. Everybody can choose who they want to support. Nobody here is trying to tell anybody where they should go. I think people are just realizing that there are people who are subscribers. And listen, I don't mind calling her out, only because she made herself so present um, in somebody's side chat. And it's not the channel owner's fault that a subscriber's in there attacking another subscriber and calling them a flip flopper, but it was Fidel lady, is that her name? I did ask her if she, wanted to come up with uh, Ninja. Speaking of not moving forward, how is it any different? Your channel has turned into more of a Deb, when I was just giving you a compliment. You're the only person that kind of stepped forward in Randy's chat and said, it wasn't such a good idea to be tagging Mr. Beast. I don't think that I'm on a revenge tour at all. I just decided that I wasn't going to play games anymore. I just wasn't going to play games anymore. And I mean, you had no problem when they went live about me, right? How many times did they go live about me, Deb? And you sat in there and, you know, went along with it. I didn't see you sticking up for me and saying, why are you going at Diane over and over? And that's your prerogative. But Debbie, we've known each other for a long time. So if you agreed with that, then, I take that personal. I have to take it personally. But everybody is entitled to support who they want, go where they want, be with, all those people that used to come into my chat, including you, Debbie, they don't have a personal gripe with me. You all went along with what they said about me. And that's how this whole thing happened. And that's the truth. I mean, it all started, for crying out loud, it all started when I had Molly on my panel. That's when it all started. It's obvious you both are hurt. I'm not hurt anymore. I have moved on. There's only so many times that someone that's in my life, and I felt that Randy was in my life, is going to try to tell me something that's not the way it is. It's just not going to. No, it didn't start. No, because like I said, Christy, I came back and everything was, honky dory, and we were all on ladies' night together, and everybody was so happy. Uh, and But that night was a complete disaster, and it was all under peer pressure. It was peer pressure. It wasn't being an adult and just saying, yeah, I came on panel and, I wanted an apology, and, Wendy got an apology in the side chat. It just turned into something that was so ridiculous. But, I don't want to go into, listen, I'm not going to go into details about my friendship with Randy. I'm done with that portion of, my life. Um, sure, you can come up. You can come up. The thing is, I feel like, this place has turned into, um, well, listen, it's not so much a going back and forth. I really got pissed off at what happened. Pickle made a video and post first. She could have done it privately too. How do you know she did it first? Who told you that? Who told you that? I don't think that's the way it happened. And you know what? Who subscribed to Pickle Pickle in here? Oh, this is real life, Susan. You don't know anything. See, this is the thing, Susan. You don't know anything about what. And first of all, it's not friends; it's a friend. Okay, and you have no idea what you're talking about. You saw it. It wasn't. It wasn't before. I believe it was after. But the point is, she got 8 likes on a community post because I asked her. Oh, I believe there are so many things, so many worse things going on, but I can't help it. I can't help it when I see someone who was nothing but good to Randy be put in that position where they're saying that she has bad business practices. Oh, no, you don't know anything, Susan. You know nothing. You know nothing. You know nothing, Susan. Who is, yeah, exactly. Who is we? You know nothing. Diane, they already had the video when they went live. Oh my God. Deb, if you think it's a good idea, with all the shit that you've been through on social media, if you think it's a good idea for someone to be putting out someone's, tagging Mr. Beast and saying that anybody, beware, buyer beware of doing business. I did business with her. I paid her. There's a difference, right? When you pay someone, that's doing business. Yeah, no, I don't cover world news here. Just drama and sometimes hurt feelings. I'm not playing. Where am I playing victim? Can you point out how I'm being a victim? I'm not being a victim. Yes, she did, but she asked her before the Mr. Beast thing. This has nothing. I don't even know where Mr. Beast comes in. So this is something that she told Randy in private that was brought public. I'll give it to you in a second, Shauna. I'm sorry. Um, she did strike her, but she asked her first to remove the. She asked her to remove them, and then she did retract them. By the way, she did retract them. She did do that. Hold on a second, Shauna. Some people around this corner of YouTube seem to think that the world revolves around them. It's very uncomfortable to watch someone that, as per there says, went through a life crisis but shames others. Well, Randy 6 strikes, which could have taken her channel income down. My thing is, I want this all to end, but if you can't, let's at least get the facts straight. She gave her 5 strikes. I don't necessarily think that. Again, she did ask her to remove them before she gave the strike. Um, I don't think that it would have taken her channel down. I don't think that even was her intent to take her channel down. She just wanted the thumbnails removed. Hello, Carlos. Okay, hold on. Let me. How about I give you? Okay, I'll just hold on a second. Copy. I'd like it all to stop too, Deb. Why don't you tell that to Randy? How about that? First it was sin. Uh, now she's going after a person who's like the most low key person ever. She doesn't, I mean, she doesn't do anything. There's a link. And like I said, I'm not going to get into all of the details, but I certainly know that there was things that were left out. If you're going to put out messages, put out all the messages. Put out if there was any criteria. After the strikes, that's when Randy started calling her psycho, and I don't blame her. She could have lost her chat. So you think somebody who themselves was suffering with mental illness to call someone psycho? You think that's cool, Audrey? Really? Okay. I'm kind of getting to know and understand how people think around here. Hi, Shauna.
Hey, hon, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
I've been having my birthday was Sunday, and I've been having a really good weekend. I don't know. Have you ever had like
Oh,
such a
happy
good
birthday.
day? Thank you. Have you ever had such a good day though that you kind of like are on a high off of it for a couple of days? That's how I've been feeling. Nothing spectacular happened. I just spent the day the way I wanted to, and then um, yeah, so it was really cool. But yeah, I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Oh, well, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Um,
Listen, Deb A, listen, I get it. I totally get it, what you're saying. Um, I don't know who you are. Who are you? Jules? Hold on. Okay. Whoever is back, Jules, hold on while I talk to Shauna, all right? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shauna.
no, you're fine. I know you're dealing with a lot. I have a lot of respect for you, and I have a lot of respect for Randy. I care about you both, and you and I have had a lot of great private conversations where I felt close to you. Um, but I am hurt by something that you said
What I
recently.
said? Tell
Uh,
me.
I don't know exactly word for word, but it was something along the lines of, well, this is how it felt. It felt like you were not acknowledging or caring about some of the attacks that people got during that whole, I don't even want to say the name thing, that whole BS going on,
Uh
because a
huh.
lot of people were getting attacked by the Molly Golightly crew and the Laura crew. And I know you got the brunt of it. I know what happened to you. I only know a portion of what happened to you, and I would have fucking cracked. But
Mm,
there was a lot of people here. Hello, Starlight, myself, Mandolin. I'm going to exclude Randy and Wendy because they're the obvious ones. There are a lot of people who aren't content creators who were just supporting you because they wanted to support you and didn't even fucking fathom, couldn't even believe anything possible but you doing what you said you were going to do. That was just it. And they were attacked, doxxed, a lot of stuff. I only got a brunt of it. I know a
nobody,
lot of
nobody
people.
was doxxed, by the
Hold
way,
on, let me. Well, no, that's not true, Diane, because I know for a fact Hello Starlight was doxxed. So
because of me.
we're no, I don't think it was because of you. I think it was because of our community and the way that we handled what was going on. I don't blame you for any of this, but I do think that you should acknowledge that it happened to people. And when you don't
Well,
acknowledge it,
yeah,
it
but
makes it
that,
feel like,
Shauna,
hold
we're
on,
not
honey, let
talking.
me finish. Let me
Shauna, we're not
finish.
talking about that this stuff now. What we're talking about is what happened to Pickle. We're in 2024, and this woman was attacked
Okay,
and
Diane,
called a psycho because she
I'm
didn't want to be affiliated with a channel that, unfortunately, at the time, Randy was affiliated with.
okay. Well,
That's
if
what
you
we're
and I
talking
could talk privately, that would be great. I did send you a couple messages um, on our private conversation on Twitter. I know you don't check it that often, but I'm
Yeah, I
willing to
know.
talk to you
So
about that. But this is something, just for your information, that you said maybe 2 weeks ago. So it's not that unfresh. Um, but I would like you to hear me and let me finish what I had to say. And it doesn't have to be now. We can table it for another time. But I was interrupted, and I feel like I give you a fair chance to hear you
Yeah,
out.
I just want to stay on this topic tonight, and and the hate bonding and all that. Uh, that's what I'd
That
like to do.
don't know anything about that, but okay, sure. Let's talk another time. Thanks,
All
Lynn.
right, we'll talk. Are you still there? What happened to Jules? She's not backstage anymore. Oh my God. I feel like that she was attacked in public. That's my opinion. I feel like she was attacked in public, and I think it was unnecessary. And I don't think that anybody cared about her mental health and how that made her feel, being called a psycho and crazy cray, which is juvenile in itself. My opinion is that she was not. Okay, that's your opinion, Debbie. That's your opinion. I, knowing Randy, okay, the way I do, I think it was a very unnecessary and very out of character of the person that I knew. Diane, all is a serious reach, just my opinion. What's a reach? What's a reach? Did she care about Randy's when she struck her? I told you that she's not a YouTuber. I don't think that she knew that there was a possibility that her channel could come down, and I don't think it would have. But she did ask her ahead of time before um, the strikes to please take them down, and she also retracted them. Well, giving somebody a strike is not um, attacking someone. It's telling them, I want you to take down my copyrighted work. Seeing community posts that someone is psycho, that to me is an attack. I mean, does anyone agree with that, or am I just nuts? Why not just take the thumbnails down when initially asked? Well, that's, like I said, she did ask her to take them down, and, maybe Randy didn't see it. Maybe Randy didn't see where she asked her, and that's a possibility. Okay, maybe the word attack is a little bit out there. Okay, I won't use the word attack anymore. No, well, Alma, I am on the cusp. I'm a Leo. Okay, so there's your answer, Audrey. She didn't see it. I just said that. Perhaps she didn't see it. Making something out of nothing is so unnecessary. On what part? No, this is not a Wendy and Randy hate channel. See how you can take back the strikes, but you can't take back the words that were said. Well, that is true. You can't. You can't take back the words that were said. That is very true. Sometimes people do things. Um, I can't speak for her. Maybe she felt like, well, I asked her, she didn't take them down. I feel, maybe she felt like she was being ignored. So she did that. And then she felt bad about it. Obviously, she felt bad. that she even gave strikes because she retracted them. Okay, again, Audrey, I said that in the beginning. Um, Whether or not the picture was about her, she was made to feel crazy for thinking that it was. Maybe she did think that it was about her. She did think that it was about her. If she was wrong, it still wasn't the right way to go about it. Well, I don't know that, I can't answer that, Susan. I can't really answer that. Well, yeah, you're right, Sarah. There were some issues, but the thing is, if you're not going to tell all of the issues, if you're not going to say why she, asked to have her wrench removed or whatever the things that happened behind the scenes, if you're not going to tell it all, then don't maybe tell it. Well, she did strike her because she wanted her thumbnails taken down, but then she retracted it. Most people would look at the situation and come to the conclusion that it was a simple misunderstanding and people are perpetrating the issue. Uh, yeah, I think it went a little bit overboard, because we're not, I guess people are not realizing that Pickle felt that it was about her. To then go on a live stream and or even in community posts and call her psycho and and take it to another extreme, I just think it was unfair. There were reasons I went on her panel. Who on what panel, Jules? There were reasons I went on her panel, and she confirmed everything I had felt about her. She is evil. I don't know who you're talking about. Regis, if you're shocked, you're going on a panel to have some laughs. Then, yeah, I don't know what panel you're talking about. I must have missed that. I'll say this: if there's anyone in a mental health situation and they are around here playing the fuck games, just in my opinion, but either one, it's a lie, or two, they are masochists. This place can be a Billy Badass wannabe place. Well, yeah, you're right. This is the drama community, and people do get, to that point where they do sound a little Billy Badass. I'm confused. Why are you putting yourself in the middle of this? This isn't going to. I don't know. Maybe because I've witnessed it, maybe because I know Pickle, maybe because I do business with her. She's done all of my work for me. I don't know her to be a bad person. She's also, um, somebody that's been a wrench for me. I do talk to her very often. I do think of her as a very nice woman, not a malicious person whatsoever. Because my name gets brought up all the time, Susan. I guess everyone except Randy and Wendy can get hurt. Oh my God. Did anyone say that? Did anyone say that? So are you supporting a resolution? What's your purpose in highlighting this? My purpose of bringing it up was because I thought it was appalling. And that's my opinion, and I'm entitled to talk about it. It wasn't to Wendy, by the way, sweet Melissa. It was to Randy. And she did ask her to take it down. Diane, you've been a good friend to many on this platform. Yeah, I have. I thought I heard this was going to stop here. What? What are you talking about? What is going on in the side chat? Jules, you are the only sellout. What is Randy and Wendy take digs on terminally ill people? Okay, I'm lost. I guess it was an argue. So that's Redis. You're Redis. Okay, got it. See, right there, it's my opinion and I have a right to speak on it. They'll say the same. Yeah, I agree, Tess. Listen, I'm not new here either. I get it. Do you think that I don't know that I'm going to be brought up? Teresa, Regis is Jules 802. Oh, I'm not going to get mad if they respond. They've already said that I did a whole continuation of my live stream. They felt that I brought Ninja Orchid up here and I was trying to force her to talk about them when it had absolutely nothing to do with them. So they were talking about me when I was not even thinking about them. Ninja was in here earlier. She said it had nothing whatsoever to do with them. It was about another subscriber who called her a flip flopper, and how this community is turned into people going into seeing people go into other people's chats and calling them flip floppers. Look, we should be thanking Diane for going live in this dead ass community. And it's not about MRB. Yeah. Well, listen, uh, you know, no, Ninja didn't say anything negative. In fact, she was very careful in what she said. And it was an overall view of how she feels that, I mean, she was called out in a chat by another subscriber and she got called a flip flopper. I mean, another person who is one of the most low key people around here who doesn't get into any shit with anybody. I've never seen her have even a disagreement in a side chat with anybody, and she's being called a flip flopper. And that person came into my comment section and I asked her, I had a few, conversations with her going back and forth. And I said, if you'd like to come up on panel and perhaps talk to Ninja, you could. And she said, I would rather stick pins in my eyes. So, I mean, she was given an opportunity. No, they didn't say anything against Ninja. What they said was that I was trying to get Ninja to talk about them when it had zero to do with them. Hi, Wild One. Hi, Junebug. Andy Cruz. I didn't say hello to you. I like most sit back. I know you do, Teresa. Teresa is, one of those people that does not get involved in any going back and forth. Yeah, no, I know. Not everybody likes to go on panel, Sarah. I get that. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Is there wine at the hate bonding sessions? Yeah, I mean, how did that even happen where people are hate bonding? So that's why I said in the beginning. So if I become friends with somebody or acquaintances on YouTube, do I need to, the moment I become their friend, do I need to tell everybody, go live and say, listen, by the way, I'm friends with so and so? Or it comes out 2 years later, and then all of a sudden that person and I are secret friends. Creating a situation, Diane. You're smart enough to take this a different way. I'm not trying to create anything. I'm really not. The community has changed a lot in the past couple of years. Many people are friends with people they weren't before. Exactly. Hate bonding. What about love yourself before you love others? Respect yourself before you allow anyone to make you feel good. If you have one true friend in a lifetime, you're a lucky person. I agree with that. And I also agree with Time Out that everybody hate bonds to a certain extent. Um, everybody that doesn't like Laura, they all go in one chat together and go at Laura, right? When I mean, it's all been done. We've done it here. I just don't get why everybody puts this responsibility on Diane to not speak on anything. I know. And that is true, Sarah. It is true. Regis, what are you saying in the chat? Why do I keep missing what you're saying? Randy has cammed up many times. I am only speaking for myself because everyone hates me. Nobody hates you, Regis. Why do you think people hate you? I don't think that everybody. I don't think that Wildland. I don't think that everybody has, um, hate bonded. I think that when you have a channel, there are going to be situations where there's hate bonding. I feel like um, what's been done in the drama community for years all of a sudden has names. Like we have names like, dogpiling and hate bonding, and it's things that have happened in the drama community for a long time. I just think it's getting worse now. Well, in real life, Sarah, of course, we don't, we're not going to, like, if you have two friends that you're going out to dinner with, and there is another person, right? These are your two friends, another person is coming that, let's say, I'm the person that doesn't like that person that's coming, or, and I really don't like them. Are they going to hate bond with me at dinner, or are we going to all act like, adults? I'm sure there's social situations that people are put in all the time where they might not like someone, but they have to be at that meeting or that dinner or whatever it is, and you just have to kind of get along, or fake it until the night's over. Here, though, that doesn't happen. I just wanted to say how I felt about, and this is how I do feel. I do feel that it was taken way too far. I understand someone being upset over having strikes on your channel. It's not a big deal. Everybody, you can take it down. I've given a couple of copyright strikes to people. One thing I do know about is copyright. Trust me, I do know. And then, saying things like, well, let her take me to court, and as if she was really going to do that, take you to court, and you would win in court because she gave them to you. And like, I mean, it really went on and on and on and on. I mean, there was two live streams about it. I just didn't think it was fair to her, because I don't think that anyone took into consideration, who sat through both of those streams, that she was hurt. It's easy to do on here, Teresa. One minute someone may seem logical and relatively normal. The next minute they're spouting all kinds of insanity. Yeah, I think that. I agree. I don't. So, Jules, read us. What is your gripe? What is your gripe? You have a gripe. I mean, there's something that's bothering you. Yeah, pickle is just a sub. She's not a. She doesn't put content on her channel. Well, yeah, I believe flip flopper. That word, don't listen. These are words that are only used on YouTube. They're not used, you don't ever use that word in your real life. Nobody, you know, talks about flip floppers. Not a big deal. What if her channel came right down before she got to retract them? Again, I don't think that giving copyright strikes will take your channel down. Community guideline strikes and terms of service will take your channel down. Oh, Diane, if you don't get it, you don't get it. Yeah, listen, Regis, I missed a lot of things that you said, so I am a little bit confused if there's a gripe. I I mean, Audrey, you used to come over to my chat all the time, and you don't come anymore, right? Is there a reason? Did I do something to you personally? Or is it just that, it's a side thing? I mean, I don't mean to put you, on the spot. I'm just saying there are several people who, you know, I've seen them say, "Oh, really? Diane did that? I can't believe she did that to you." Uh, you know, so the same thing that you're saying what I'm doing here is wrong, was done, over there. No, she didn't lose her channel. And I don't, like I said, copyright strikes. I'm not going to take your channel down. Community guide, if you bully people, that will take your channel down. If you bully people, harass people, dox people, things like that, that will take your channel down. I think YouTube is dangerous if you rely on it for income. Too easy to lose a channel. Well, yeah, I agree with that. I just think that there's way too good question, but you wouldn't like my response because no one is allowed to talk about it over here. Okay, so you want to talk about St. Jude? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about St. Jude. Let's talk about it. Because then I've got answers for you about how many times I came back and apologized and how my own friend commended me, um, when I came back and we all did ladies' night together on my previous stream, apologizing probably for the 10th time. So if you want to talk about St. Jude, we can. Well, I'm just we're not going to talk about it all over again, Debbie. Actually, no, she didn't retract them. Oh, no, she did. She did retract them. It's very simple to retract. I've retracted a copyright strike. You just go into your creator studio and you retract it. Oh dear, I got a better idea. Let's have a hug it out. uh, I don't think that's ever going to happen. No, ma'am, you're wrong. She didn't. Okay. She said she retracted them. I understand what a retraction is on a copyright. So I know Ash wants to, hug things out. And listen, um, I think this community has turned into the biggest cesspool uh, that it's ever been. Yeah, that's a good question. How do you know she didn't? Well, she lied, then it didn't happen. I know because I listen and watch. Yeah, but you didn't see her creator studio, did you? I'm not going to type all that shit out, but you asked, so you got your answer. And it wasn't so much about St. Jude as it was how you let them. Uh, mm. Oh boy, I'm yawning. I'm yawning. I'm sorry, I can't take that seriously anymore, Audrey. No disrespect to you, but there's so many things that you don't know. If people can assume the picture was about her, then they can assume her intent was to get Randy. Yeah, they can. They can absolutely assume that. But do you think it was necessary for them to call her a psycho and not tell? everything about, I mean, if you're going to go live and tell a story, then you need to tell it the way things really happen. Deb, and you can feel however you want to feel. Um, but we've even talked way after that, right? When I came back. There are things that people don't know behind the scenes, and you're never going to know. And there are things that I'm never going to say publicly. Yeah, I did ask you. You're correct. I wanted to see if there was something personal on your end that you needed to get off of your chest. But you're never going to get me to say certain things. You said you didn't know who Randy is now, and I find that hard to believe since you're the one that created this new and improved Randy. I created this new and improved Randy? What are you talking about? What does that even mean? What does that mean? I created Randy? What does that mean? I'm so confused. Well, no, oh, come on. Really, Ash? Go read the community post. What do you mean, apparently now I'm God? What did I miss? Oh, from the comment. Oh, I get it. From the comment from Emerald Girl. Got it. Because I created Randy. I don't know what that means. Yet by leaving her high and dry to get her ass hand. Do you really think that I left her high and dry, Emerald Girl? Do you really think that that was the case, that Randy was left high and dry? Hi, Alex. You really do? Why don't you ask Randy how I left her high and dry, okay? Why don't you ask her? Oh boy, amazing. There's some mysterious things behind the scenes implying who knows what and impulse nefarious deeds in front of the screen, perceptions that people see. And all I'm saying is this: there are things that go on behind the scenes that people don't know. That's all. Yeah, nobody said, listen, she was given permission to, she created the thumbnails for her. There was a reason that she got to a point where she didn't want them affiliated with that channel anymore for whatever reason. And I'm not going to, talk about that. What are you talking about, Ash? I don't think that's the same thing that she's referring to, because I didn't give birth to Randy. I'm still kind of confused what she even means. You didn't know that Ash has 7 children running around. You didn't know that? I'm just joking. She doesn't have 7 kids. But a long time ago, there was all these rumors about Ash, that she had like 7 kids and shit. Saying things you don't know and will never know seems like a form of it's not gaslighting. Oh my God, I hate that word, gaslighting. Gaslighting is something you do to someone over a period of time to try to make them feel like they're crazy. But there are things that you can't know, Deb. There are things that you can't know about private relationships, personal, close relationships. You can't know everything. You can only know what's been told to you on here. Yes, and Ash also had grass on her roof. Exactly. Well, if you feel it's been happening over a period of time, then it's happening on both ends. It's not just me, right? Would that be a fair statement? Debbie, it's really, 3 years old, and I'm not going to go into it. So you don't need to know. Okay. If you're new here and you don't know, then you don't need to know. I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm just saying you don't need to know. I just feel, I just feel like it went a little too far, and I don't think it was fair to take it to an extent of having 2 live streams about her and making her feel, like she was crazy or calling her crazy. Why does everyone feel like they need to know everything? Take what you know, make your decision, and move on. I know. Well, that's the thing. People are never going to know everything. Damn it, Diane, I'm just trying to explain to you why people feel the way they feel, why they form the opinions they did. Well, then it needs to go both ways. There are people here then also feel the same about things that have happened on Randy's channel. I mean, were you not here for the whole sin thing? Were you not here for the sin thing? Uh, no, you're right, Ash. No, no one should be saying that. They're entitled to say what they want. They have been here a long time. But please understand what you're saying. Please understand what you're saying. It's not just one way. Randy and Wendy were here and you and didn't leave the community high and dry. Oh, so you're still so when I came back, right, and we all did ladies' night together and you were all in my side chat and everybody was so happy we were all together, that has changed. Why? Why? Why has that changed? Because I had Molly on panel. Why don't you just be serious? If you consider YouTube your job, source of money, you need to be responsible with your associations. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. I didn't run anywhere, Emerald Girl. My mother passed away and I needed time. for my mental health. I didn't run anywhere. In fact, I was talking to a Randy. Get out of here. Ran again. Would I have to? Who was I running from? Savage? Get out of here. That's ridiculous. And I mean that in the nicest way. I had to leave because of my mental health. Lost my mother. I didn't make any mess. I will have, in fact, if Molly wants to come on panel tonight, she's welcome. How about that? Molly, you around? Don't be nice in the side chat. There's no reason to, be saying things like that. Mm. Yeah, don't age shame in the chat, please. Don't do that. Read this. I am sorry that you're leaving. I really wish that I knew what you're talking about. What's happening? That is fine. Then I will go, but just know at one time I supported. I'm sorry that you don't anymore. I just don't feel that you're being honest with why you don't. But thank you for coming. We don't have a boardroom doxing regularly. We don't have a mama bear doing all kinds of weird shit. It was way wilder back in the day. Oh no, I think it's way wilder now. I'm sorry, Jules. It's hard for me to read every single. Are you yelling at me? Read this. You yelling at me? Who's telling Sin and to fuck off? The bad people are still here and they do nasty stuff. Yeah, I think there's, listen, I think there are a lot of nasty people around that I will never want to get to know. I made it a point to stay away from certain channels that came in here from Facebook, to not get involved with that because I know better. Um, poking at people like that, not me. Look at you yelling at me to read the chat. Read this. I'm reading the chat as much as I can. Look, I can't be responsible for people. There are going to be people that are going to be in my side chat that other people don't like from the community. And the fact of the matter is, if you can't all get along in a chat, or block each other, that's on you. Everybody's adults here. The fact that people get called out for, like I said, for hate bonding because they're in my chat. I've never called out, you know, other than what I said tonight about, you know, being in a chat where I'm being talked about and being okay with it. You don't see me calling out anybody. Saying they think they are bothering me by age shaming. Yeah, don't age shame. I hate that. I hate that people do that in this community. I don't understand it, why they do that. And it's just very rude anyway. So please don't do that. I mean, we're really not nasty people here. I mean, if you want to say something to somebody that you don't agree with something that they're talking about, then say that, but don't, because it makes no sense. I mean, everybody gets older, and then guess what happens? And then you die. That's the way to do it. You don't block, just ignore them in chat. Or if you can't help yourself, then do that. Block. Blocking people can become your best friend. Oh, they block you. Well, either way, I mean, it's happened to me before. People have Google blocked me, um, and that's fine. They don't want to see my words, and I don't even type in chats. I don't. I just don't. I listen, but I don't type. Hey, Texas girl. I think there are communities close to ours that are worse, but our small corner here isn't any worse. Every community around us, on the other hand, well, there are certain places that like I said, I will stay away from them. I mean, there are certain people that I will stay away from. That Michelle person, Michelle Sabate, a long time ago, Molly said to me, "Do you want information on her? You can, make a fortune." And I said, "Nope, I want nothing to do with her. She's not all there, and she's, does some bad stuff that I don't want to be involved with." And then, people are still talking about her. Yeah, I wanted nothing to do with her. Yeah, that Michelle lady, like, you know, yeah, I wanted nothing to do with that. Yeah, could I have, talked about her and, made money off of her back? Probably, but I don't. Well, what is worse? Yes, just my opinion, the wannabe Billy badasses. Well, that's another thing. When someone gets rid of their channel and then talks about them and talks about them and talks about them, I don't understand that either. I thought you wanted the person gone. She's gone. Um, that's why I can't be bothered with that kind of stuff. She's like a fly on shit. Keeps coming back. Yeah, well, and people still are talking about her. So if you keep, continue to talk about her and you make her relevant, she doesn't even know who I am, and that's the way I want to keep it. I mean, there were, obviously people that came over from Facebook, and Facebook people are different than YouTube people. They don't give a shit. They'll dox you. Yeah, you're right, Tess. Jenny can't quit her. But there's a reason. Obviously, they probably enjoy it, right? She's still around, though, just under a different name. Is she still around under a different name? I mean, of course, I see little clip channels of information about her, and, and I'll, listen to it for a second or two. But I'm really not interested. Like, I'm not interested that she's, possibly going to jail for, her 10th DUI. That's her problem. And her cooking. A long time ago, I did watch one of her cooking streams, and I was kind of grossed out. So yeah, that lady's another one that experienced the loss of a child. It will change someone's life and personality. Oh yeah, I do agree with that. I do agree with that. Um, Ash, Michelle Sabate. How many people started and built entire channel? I don't know. Not me. I think mostly the people from Facebook did. I don't know if she's got. I'm I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if she's got 10 DUIs. I know that she got another one, and um, I don't know how many she has, but I think she's at at the level where she can have to do jail time. That's all I know. You would get 20 years if you had. Yeah, I don't know how many she has, but I do know that. at the level she's at, she's going to do jail time. That's all I know. I just don't understand. Like, I get that people have probably gotten in a car when they're drinking, but if you get a DUI, I would think that one of them would scare you to never do that again. The possibility of killing someone in a car. And then if you go past two, I don't get it. As of right now, they're trying to arraign her on 4 DUIs. Oh my God. So 4 DUIs can be a lot of jail time, right? Ash, if you have 4 or 5 DUIs, 4 DUIs, how much time could you get? Ash is the closest that we have to an attorney in here at the moment. 4, she better shape up. She may get some jail for that, and she should. 4 will get you about 4 to 5 years in your state. Oh, wow. Oh, in court yesterday, the judge addressed that she had 4 DUIs in 10 years now and moved her case up to Superior Court. Oh, my God. That is crazy. That's really crazy. I don't know why doesn't she have a monitor in her car? I don't know. That's so dangerous. God. Well, wait a minute. Didn't she crash her car? Didn't she crash her Jeep or whatever it is that she has? Those are 4 she's charged with. Imagine all the time she drank and drove. Yeah. Well, there were times that I think we saw her drinking while she was driving. Like I said, I did watch a few things. She was a no show in court yesterday. How can you be a no show in court? Here, your third is a felony, and they get worse as you go. A man got 23 years for his 8th DUI. Oh my God. That is so crazy. We have seen her drink and drive more than 4 times. Wow. I don't know. I mean, I know people who have, you know, gone out, whatever, and drank, but they would never, get behind the wheel. There's always a designated driver. Well, let me just put it this way. I was always the designated driver because I don't drink. And, going back to, I remember going back to my teenage years, I was the only one who had a car. And we would go out on Friday night, and all my friends would drink. They would, we'd go to wherever. They would all drink, and they'd all get sick. And I was like, "You're not coming in my car." Well, Sarah, it's true. I was the person, but I didn't want them puking in my car. I was like, ugh. But no, I mean, technically, and as an adult, even if you're going to go out, to a wedding or whatever, and you're drinking, there has to be a designated driver. And I don't even know, at like what level of being intoxicated uh, that it would, like, if you were to get pulled over, like, is it 1 drink, 2 drinks? Like, how many drinks do you need that if you got pulled over and you had to do a test, would you be considered past the limit and get a DUI? Like, I don't know. I mean, I've watched some, YouTube channels that have, that happening. Oh, yeah, and there's Ubers. Yeah, there is no excuse for it. Depends on your size and your metabolic rate. Yeah, right, Ash? I'm surprised too. You're a fun drunk Texas girl? Depends on your weight, muscle mass, alcohol content, many variables. Well, I never had to worry about it. I mean, all it took for me to not drink was the fact that my friends all puked after they drank. And that was enough for me to not want to drink. I did smoke pot. I did try pot as a teenager, but that didn't work well with me either. I became very paranoid and couldn't handle it. The best part, is going to a wedding and waiting for the one person that you know is going to drink way too much and cause a fight. That's the best part of a wedding. People that covers her enjoy it. Why? Legit. Instead, they bragged on her and make the money. Who's worse? She a sick person. Oh, Frenchie, you're talking about Michelle. But isn't there always that one person at a wedding who gets way too intoxicated and then starts fighting with someone? Even at the most classiest of weddings, the most expensive of wedding receptions, there is always one person from a family that is going to, you know, fuck up. There's always one. Exactly. I remember because I went to so many weddings, big, big, big family. So many weddings. And in my family, there was always one uncle who, caused a little problem. Weddings and funerals. Yeah. Yeah. Deaths, funerals, I don't know, kind of bring the worst out in people when it shouldn't be that way. Yes, Michelle. Okay. Frenchie, I have to agree with you. I don't know why they provoke her because I do feel that some people do provoke her. Uh, but that's just my opinion. Two of your brothers are goofy drunks. Third brother can't get very mouthy and belligerent. Yeah, well, there are happy drunks and there are nasty drunks. Yeah, I agree that she's clearly on the edge. I Part of me feels like though, uh, just from what I observed, that she does seem to like the attention, which is bad because that's easily then people can take advantage of someone who wants attention. Oh yeah, nothing worse than a mean drunk. Nothing worse. And at least once, it's usually a crazy aunt of mine. There's always going to be somebody, whether it's an aunt, an uncle, someone in the family. Well, anyway, listen, I didn't want this to be a long live tonight. I just really wanted to say how I felt, my opinion. I think I'm entitled to my opinion. Um, I just didn't see it exactly the way some other people saw it. And I just didn't think it needed to be taken to that point. Um, That's all. The last time you got drunk, you was 11 years ago. Oh, so you haven't had a drink in 11 years? Yeah, that is true. There's always, well, I don't know about that. What does that mean, piggy uncle? I don't have any piggy uncles, but I did have one uncle that used to, that used to, because it was a family thing. One of my aunts a long time ago, and she was deceased, and she had been for a long time. Uh, Her husband and her got a divorce, and he went and married somebody else, and certain family members never got over it, and he would show up with the new wife, and the drunk uncle would, you know, start a fight. Yes, we all are. Well, yeah, I get what she's talking about, maybe, but I didn't have any of those in my family that I knew of. No, I didn't. Yeah, we're all entitled to our own perception. Let me just say this. I am, I'm never going to, be a secret friend to anybody. Um, I'm going to be friends with whom I want to be friends with. If people are upset about it, that they don't like that I talk to certain people, I'm sorry. That's, no apologies from me. Um, you have to understand that, people change their mind about people. People that you might not have liked years ago, you might decide that you like them because you talked to them and you found them to be something different than what you thought they were. I'm never going to hide who I'm friends with. I'm sorry. I'm never going to, or I'm never going to allow anybody to say to me, I can't, I can't let people know. I'm just not. I know what you're talking about, Frenchie. What I'm saying is that I don't think that I had any of those kind of uncles in my family. Good night. Melatonin, huh? Hmm. Promised myself I was not going to be one of them in my late 30s and 40s. Oh, okay. Yeah. I just can't do it. I can't do the secret friend thing and worrying about what other people think. It just makes, no sense to me. Not anymore. Not anymore. Plus, I have held a drink and I'm ready for bed. Makes me so sleepy. All right. Does anybody have anything that they want to say? Does anybody want to yell at me? Tell me off. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me it's none of my business. Anyone? Anyone before I go? Anyone want to tell me that I'm wrong? That I've turned on my friends? That I've anything before I go? I will give anybody a link if they want to come up. And, I apologize to Pickle Pickle if, again, I didn't reveal anything too personal. Um, but there's more to, remember, there's always more to everything, right? And I hope she doesn't get mad at me. I really do like her a lot. Um, she's been extremely, helpful to me. And I think she has a very above board business. Okay. Well, thank you, Sin. I'm just saying, if there's anybody who feels that I am out of line, And anything that if you want to come up and tell me that I am, then hit me with your best shot. Come on and hit me with your best shot. What do you mean? You could have ended the stream without the last dig at Randy. Oh my God. Deb, come on. What was the last dig? What was the last dig that I said? I said I'm not going to be a secret friend. That I wasn't just referring to Randy. I was referring to a comment that was made to about me being friends with Wendy V, because I didn't tell anyone 2 years ago that we started talking, because the rules I guess around here are, if you don't tell the person, or you don't tell the majority of people in the community that you're talking to someone, then you are secret friends. That wasn't said by me. That was said by Wendy. So it's not just about Randy. It's become a new thing around this whole place. I think it's all your business, just like it's anyone else's business, period. They say something, you can respond. Deb, you are really being overly aggressive towards Diane. And I think she just jumped to a conclusion that I was referring. Well, Deb, you need to say the same thing then to Randy and Wendy, because they spoke way more about me more times than I did. When I first came back in the beginning of January, and even when I went live with Sin, I was very careful what I said or didn't say about Randy. I was always very careful when it came to Randy. I'm just saying. So I think if I went and added up who talked about, which I'm not going to do, but I'm just saying it would be them talking about me. I mean, Wendy did this whole big live stream about, I can't hold back anymore. And she talked about me for 3 hours. Stop. I know. I know you're trying to be honest with your feelings. No, I don't know what you say to them. But I wish that everybody that's sitting there, every time they're talking about the same thing over and over again, that they would too, and not just sit there and clap for them. Because somebody else is on the other side of that, which is me. Hey, niece. Well, I hope that that's the truth, Ash. I certainly didn't get that impression from Emerald Girl when she came in here, because I think that people are kind of confused and have bad memories about, what really made this place go bonkers. So, again, before I go, does anyone have anything they want to say? Anybody that's been hiding in the bushes, um, and, you know, wants a link and wants to say something? Everybody's entitled. Deb A, that's one thing. Everybody's entitled to their feelings or their opinions. So when I want to share something or I want to say something, I want to be able to do that. It's because of how I feel. If I were to let out all of my feelings about what I really feel, then things would, I always seem to pull back. I always seem to not say things that I really want to say. And I think I do it because it's not going to be nice. It really isn't. But if anybody wants a link, just let me know. You said you want this channel to go in it. I don't know what direction I want it to go in. I'm just tired about hearing about, hate bonding and that I am over here trying to make people mad at Randy and Wendy because that's another thing that I heard. And that's not true. Anybody that doesn't like Randy and Wendy has nothing to do with me. It's based on their own observations of things that they don't care for. But all of a sudden, my name is getting, like I was friends with Randy. Why is my name being thrown in, as being the catalyst for all of this shit? I'm not hate bonding with anybody. I promise you. I'm not heat bonding with anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody not like, Randy and Wendy. I'm not in people's ears. I heard them say, "Oh, don't you think that I know that you have, you're in messages with people trying to get people to not like us." I'd like to know who I'm in messages with. Yes, I am a mind controller. I control everybody's minds. Up in everybody's DMs. And that's another thing. I'm just want to say this. I'm just going to throw this in. The night that whole thing happened with Amer, damn, how that got put on me that I did something wrong when she came into my chat, dropped a bomb. I asked her why. She gave me a ridiculous excuse about because I talk about Randy and Wendy. And then discussed my personal things with them. uh Really got out of hand. Randy wanted to be secret friends with Sin and Diane. It hurt her when they came out, but she jumped on it so quick with Wendy V. Yeah, and Diane's friends. It's hypocrisy. You're right. And that is, it's just the way it is. I mean, listen, Wendy and I don't tell Wendy V that I love her, okay? There has never been a communication between Wendy B and I where I said, I love you. Um, and, but we talk, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And we have for, quite a long time. I don't, I just don't understand why people are so bothered about that. Somebody can explain to me why they're so bothered that I talk to Wendy V. Please explain it to me. Speaking of, You Dropped a Bomb on Me by the Gap Band was my favorite jam at the skating rink back in '82. Does anybody have a good reason why people are so bothered? Anybody? Anyone? Is it because Wendy doesn't like certain people and has strong feelings about them? And we're all rolled into one I think that's why she jumped on it so quick, was because she saw it as hypocrisy because Wendy V was modding from the bushes. Ash, come on now. I've wrenched in the bushes, and I don't want to go back to what happened that night. She had every right to block that person, that troll account. She had every right. It wasn't the first mod from the bushes or close to it. I'm just saying. I've done it, Sarah. Don't use the word bush. It will resonate with something else. Oh my god. Yeah, I think we had enough of. Yeah, I agree. We had enough of bush talk, right? Yeah, Big Shug. That was the account. She'd have a right to. Wasn't Wendy V one of your biggest haters 2 years ago? Uh, I don't see that word. That's another word that I hate. Okay, I hate the word haters. Don't like that. I don't call people haters. That's not what I do. That's not done over here. Did she dislike me? Or maybe she probably, was part of the whole, what at the time. Uh, but what is that? I don't even know what that has to do with anything. Can't people change their mind? I mean, people do change their mind. I mean, I've changed my mind about people, more than once. And you're right, it was 2 years ago. I mean, people just, you know, okay, but it wasn't 2 years ago for anyone else. What do you mean? Well, actually, it was probably more like 3 years ago. I think that actually, I believe that in the beginning, when Wendy V first started coming around, and I could be wrong on this, I don't believe that I was her favorite. I think that Randy was her favorite, and I think then I came second. I mean, I remember her saying this somewhere at some point. I could be wrong because you were all secret friends and only some knew about it. But she made video after video for months and this about the whole friend ordeal. So yeah, no one ever expected this friendship. Well, because here's what happens on here, right? So like you and I, Audrey, we never had like a one-on-one conversation, right? And I can't say that there's been, an enormous amount of people that I've had one-on-one conversations with behind the scenes, but there have been some that I have, through email or whatever. Um, same to you, Deb. And I apologize for you getting, you know, for the ageism in the chat. I don't like that. So you and I have never had a one-on-one conversation, right? So you don't really know me. We've never really spoken. The same thing with Wendy. Wendy and I never really, Wendy V, never really had a one on one conversation. And then we did. And then we started talking. And, and and it kind of went from there. We could have had a conversation. And in that first conversation, we could have said to ourselves, well, she's really not my cup of tea. And, you know, whatever this conversation was, we didn't agree or whatever, and it would have never went anywhere. But there are many people that I talk to behind the scenes, and does it mean that I have to tell people? I mean, that's the real question. Do I need to tell people who I talk to behind the scenes and have one-on-one conversations with? And I mean, is that like a requirement? Because I'll tell you, there are people that I do have conversations with, or who I spoke to over the past 3 years, or when I left YouTube, that I kept in contact with. Should I reveal to everyone who it is that I talk to, who came to me, who wanted to talk to me? I mean, I don't think that's really. I mean, I don't mean to sound rude, but I don't think that's anybody's business. And Jane, it shouldn't be, right? Should it ever be that way? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I'm going to have to disclose DMs that I had with Sarah over home decor. I mean, I just, is it because it's, Wendy V? Because that's what I'm feeling like. It's because it's Wendy V. Do you see where I'm coming with, going with this? Like, I feel like it's because it's Wendy V. But it came out of nowhere, so a lot of people were shocked. Mm, I don't know. It came out, um, but it wasn't out of nowhere. Correct, Sarah. It's just that everybody didn't know about it. I mean, like if you and I were talking, I wouldn't come on here and tell everybody, oh, by the way, Audrey and I, we talk in DMs, like 3 times a week. It just wouldn't be something that I would talk about. Just one conversation can certainly change things and change how you might think about someone. Absolutely. Sometimes it takes one conversation. And also in that one conversation, you can also decide or come to the realization that, maybe, you know, this person is not the person that I thought, and maybe, whatever. Um, well, listen, I'm sure that, a lot of people, like, I don't know the people that other people, like, I don't know who Wendy talks to, like, Wendy V talks to. I don't, like, we don't share, like, she didn't tell me who she talks to behind the scenes. We talk. I promise I won't share that. Howie. Exactly. Most everyone thought she didn't like you or could ever, kind of like if Starlight and Tracy became friends, we would all be shocked, right? Well, I don't know. I mean, I think that Starlight and Tracy are a different story. They've had drag out fights, drag out fights on panels. I think it would be a little bit different. I wondered. I wandered into Diane's Discord when she opened it. Yeah, and that's how a lot of this happened, by the way. I put a link. I started a Discord. I put a link on my community page, and people just came in, and that's pretty much like I didn't personally invite Tara, right? She saw the link, she came in, and that's how a lot of this started. Because Wendy B hates most of the people you're friends with. But I understand that, and I get again. There's that word hate. I hate that word hate because I don't think it goes that deep on here, to the point of hate and haters and things like that. Um, because Wendy V doesn't like certain people, that, and even if they're people that I like, it doesn't. There's a, I guess there's um, a level of respect. I will never share anything that Wendy V, and I do this with everyone. I don't share things. If you tell me something, I keep it to myself. Yeah, I don't think that Wendy hates all the people that I or dislikes. I don't think that Wendy V dislikes all the people that are my friends. Just shock to people, it just is. Well, uh, listen, the other thing is, because of I hate, I'm using the word hate. I do despise when anybody here is called drunk. I don't, even if it's someone that I don't like, it just drives me nuts. No, I don't think, yeah, no, that doesn't happen um, in discords necessarily. Yeah, my Discord is really just a fun Discord. There's nothing bad in there. Um, I kind of was hoping that people in that Discord, like there are some people that you wouldn't think would be in the same Discord together, and I was kind of hoping that even if they didn't like each other for whatever reason, being in that Discord, maybe they could make peace, that kind of thing. Would you be shocked if Randy and Wendy V became friends? No, no, not at all. Audrey, people coexist pretty well. Yeah, they do coexist pretty well. Um, and I pretty much stay out of it. Like, if there's a little argument going on or whatever, hi, cool gamer. If there's a little argument or whatever, I'll just, I don't stick my nose into it because, I'm not trying to control people. I hope that people can work through whatever disagreements they might have had because some of them are probably like 2 years old. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, Anish, you should be able to go wherever you want. Yeah, I do let people hash it out. I mean, I'm not gonna. Um, well, you know what? I'm not, Audrey. I'm not easily uh, shocked, and especially not being here. Oh, Diane, you would be too surprised if they became pals. No, I wouldn't, because I feel like there are people here in this community that if they maybe talked, they could become friends. Well, no, you know what happened? I think that was just kind of like Ash. That was just kind of like a fun thing that was happening that particular night. I don't think that any of them, the people that did leave, I don't think that they intended on staying to begin with. I think it was just like uh, what do you want to call it? Like a fun attack kind of thing. Yeah, nothing surprises me on YouTube, to be honest. Most of the people who left and I have seen, yeah, some have come back. Some have come back. But, like my Discord is, for some people, they probably wouldn't understand it. Um, why those people are all together in a Discord. I mean, it is what it is. No, they left when we first came in. They had been there a while. We were not rude or anything. And then they all came back in with a purpose, and some left again. Well, listen, to be fair, you guys wanted to come in, Ash. To be fair, you guys did want to come in, and that's fine. And I was kind of happy about that because I was hoping that people who hadn't spoken in a long time, because remember, we all we all used to be, hi Lolo, we all used to be together, and everybody used to come here, and for ladies night, and everybody was okay with everybody, right? So I was kind of hoping that bygones could be bygones. That was my hope, for everyone. Well, some people asked, some people might not have wanted to adult, but that was my intent and that was my hope, that you know people would start talking again. So I'm not all that bad of a person. There was no ulterior motive. It really was, let's see if you could work things out. Why would you go back to someone who did something wrong to you? What do you mean? I think it was more so just a kind of a division uh, in the community kind of thing. Yeah, and that's a good point. And I guess it depends on the level of wrong. I mean, I don't know, like, I don't think there was anything specific that was done wrong that I can, think of. I think that there might have been, arguments. If you were friends and you fell out, why would you ever go back? Um, I think that's a really tough question. Um, because I guess it depends on the person. I'm the kind of person that, could fall out with somebody, have a fight with somebody, argue with somebody, and still love them. Um, hmm, I have fallen out, and what we came in and were nice. Diane thought it would be fun. I had no intent of being rude or any type of way to. No, and you weren't. And you weren't, Ash. Oh my God. Uh, that's terrible. That's a terrible thing that happened. Oh my God. It is. It's horrific. Oh, sorry. Hey, Batty. Hey, Black Eagle. I don't know. I'm the type of person that, has friends for a really, really long time. So now, in a long, 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 long relationship with someone, you're going to have arguments and falling outs and disagreements, and you might not talk to people. You even do it with family, right? But it doesn't mean that you would never, you do just stay away from them forever. I mean, in some cases, maybe. I mean, I've had friends since I'm, a kid, where it got to a point where they just weren't jiving with me anymore. And, I felt that the relationship was becoming toxic. And when it became toxic for me, from my well-being, I ended the relationship and just never went, and that situation never went back to it. But I think when you care about somebody, and you're just disagreeing on something, or um, I think you tend to, when you love somebody in a relationship, in a friendship, you let lots of things go too, and you're willing to let things go. You talk it out, you let things go, and then you kind of go back uh, to the same place you were. And I wish that, there's lots of things that have happened on here that I wish had never happened publicly, but um, it did, and it's unfortunate. So is oh, you know what? Hold on. I don't know why everybody doesn't do this, and I almost forgot to do it, but um, I just gave out 5 YouTube memberships, because YouTube is allowing channels to now give away 10 memberships every month. So I hope other channels are doing it. It's on YouTube. So I can, give another 5 memberships on YouTube out now. I mean, I don't know when I'm going live again. So I just used up the 10. Hit that allow gifts if you want to, be able to get it. And when this month is over, and I know it is really cool, right? I think it's a nice thing that I think it, also YouTube is doing it because it kind of helps the channel. It gives the opportunity for someone to, you're welcome. Yeah, you have to click on that thing that says allow gifts so that the next time, which will be in March, because I've already used them up, unless somebody else comes in here and gives gifts a membership, or if I gift them and I pay for them. Um, but yeah, I think it's a nice thing. I think it also kind of is to help the channel. Um, give a shot to being a member. Although if you don't do anything for your members, I would like to. I went this whole time not knowing you had to press a button to allow gifts. I'm like, why do I never? Ah, Sarah. Oh, okay, timeout. I'm sorry. Hold on. I was giving gifts. So let me see what your question was. Um, I would like to see olive branches and mended bridges with everyone, but I also thought Millie Vanilli deserved to keep their Grammy. Grammy. Is that what you wanted me? No. Why do people who have doxed entire families get forgiven and still allowed to be around? Oh boy, that's a loaded question. Time out. Good question, time out. Uh, okay, are you trying to mention, is there somebody specific that you're talking about that's in this community and they're still, or am I allowing somebody? Is that to me? Am I allowing somebody in my chat that's a doxer, or someone else? Beware if you have gifts on and for whatever reason you turn allow gifts off, you may still win memberships on the channel after doing so. I hope YouTube gets it. Oh, really? I didn't know that, Ash. Anyone, so anyone in general. I don't know. I can't answer that question, um, because there has been a lot of doxing in this community. I think that there have been people in the past who have doxed. I mean, we know that for a fact. Um, but it doesn't mean, uh, oh, hey, Pickle Pickle. Okay, Pickle Pickle is under the name Toss Away. That's her new channel name right now. I don't know if you heard the whole thing that I talked about. I just I tried not to get too too personal with things, but I wanted to mention that I felt that it was a little bit over the top. It went too extreme in my opinion, and everybody put a pickle in the chat for Pickle Pickle. I'm going to listen back. Thank you for saying what you did. Okay, you're welcome. I mean, you know, like I said, I know you for a long time, and not only do I know Pickle Pickle for a long time, she's been a member of this community for a very long time. But it's hard to know that because that's how low key she is. Okay, so let me get back to the doxing thing. I personally don't like. I don't hang out with doxers. Um, I just don't. Uh, I don't want to hang around with doxers. I try to avoid doxers. I don't want to be in the view of a doxer. I had my real life gone into, um, to a crazy level. It's like nobody gave a shit. It was like, you know, let's just do whatever to Diane. Um, but I don't agree with it. So, I mean, unless there is someone that you're thinking of specifically that you notice allows doxers into their chat or whatever, we don't want doxers here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Daddy. Like, you have to kind of really be more specific on it because there are, I can tell you that no doxers come in here. Yeah, you don't have to be. That is true. You don't have to be lurking at that moment in someone's chat to get to win a free gift, a free membership. Yeah, you just have to be sub. So, that's the way to avoid it. Like if you don't want to be seen in somebody else's chat, just don't sub to them. Or or sub to them. Well, I don't know if you're not. I don't know. Yeah, that is true. But uh, okay, so like I said a little while ago, there have been people that used to dox and don't necessarily dox. I haven't heard Science Girl dox anyone in a really long time. Um, I mean, like I just said, my real life was gone into, but I did forgive. I did forgive her for that. Um, yes, she did go real life on me, and but the thing is, I did forgive her for that. So if I forgave her for that, I can't. Um, I can't throw it back up in her face. It's a difficult thing. She doxed that lady and showed her house on Google. Yeah, yeah. In fact, I was not happy about that at the time. I remember having her up on panel. That woman, Jenny Jen Jen, was on panel because Jenny was kind of, involved in that too. And that other girl, what was that girl's name? Um, that what was her name? She came over from Facebook. What's her name? They were all about my panel, and it was all about that woman that they were looking for. Oh, why can't I remember that woman's name with the red hair? She's got the red hair, and anybody remember her name? Anyway, yeah, I wasn't happy about that. But is she still? Here's the thing. Right now, I'm not. So your statement that you don't hang out with doctors is false. I'm not really hanging out with anybody these days. But the point is, if someone is not doxing anymore, no, not Mom and Beth. Not no. I'm talking about this new person, Amber. Thank you, Salty. Yeah, thank you. I couldn't remember her name. Yeah, she was on panel. I wasn't happy with what was going on. But here's the thing: if people are not doxing anymore, and then I've got nothing to say about it. If you're doxing constantly and currently, then yeah, I'm going to have a problem. You don't have to go back in the bushes. Yeah, so you're right, though, Tess. You would be right that my statement that I don't hang out with doctors, I just don't currently hang out with doctors. I don't want to be with doctors. I don't want to have doctors in my chat that are currently doxing people. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I haven't witnessed because I stay away from those channels. Um, I don't know if people are constantly. I know you're right. You're right, Tex. I don't know what channels dox people. Like I said earlier tonight, I stay away from all those people who came over from Facebook who have different rules over there, and uh, I just avoid them. So right now, I can honestly say there are no doxers. There are no doxers in my side chat. I'm not hanging out with any doxers. So as long as it isn't currently happening. Well, if it's not currently, I mean, like I have to be honest with you. I don't pay attention to very much around here anymore, so I don't know. Um, I mean, it's not like I'm witnessing current doxing on any channel going on. I mean, of the ones that I watch, at least, oh Lord, them Facebook peeps are on a whole, yeah, they are on a whole other level. And that's when they started coming over, um, I wanted to say, like, I didn't want them to even know who I was. Like, I didn't want to get involved with them. I don't want to talk about them. There are channels that are very active channels, like, Queen Bee and Jones and all these people. I don't watch them. I don't know if doxing is going on over there. There could be, but if I don't watch them, I'm not going to know about it, right? I mean, wasn't there a whole thing going on about that woman, the good Nunya, and some kind of doxing behind the scenes? Is doxing behind the scenes the same as doxing out in public? Yeah, it is. But do I want to get in touch, get involved in it? Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know Queen Bee. I have nothing to say about her uh, publicly because I don't really know her. I'm not Laura. Laura talks about her like constantly. Um, is there doxing going on over there? Probably. I mean, according to what I've heard, um, I just don't want any part of it. I want to stay away from that shit. I mean, I'm only going by little things that, like, I heard, because I do think that people think that if you give information to someone in private, it's different than if you do it publicly, and it's not. And what about Mandy Bell? Is she doxing people? I don't even see Mandy Bell on a channel. Is she doxing people? Or are you talking about something that she did in the past? Because, if we're going to talk about people, what they did in the past, if they're not doing it anymore, doesn't that mean something when someone is not doing something anymore? I mean, people do, uh, if you're going to go back to like 2019, if somebody did something in 2019 that they're not doing currently anymore and hasn't done it in years, then you can't really call them a doxer, right? I haven't seen Mandy dox anyone recently, but I'm rarely around, so I haven't heard. Yeah, patterns of behavior tells me everything. But if the person is doing something, not doing something that they might have done 5 or 6 years ago, and and they're not doing it now, can you still say that their behavior is the same? I would say that there's a lot of people uh, that have doxed. Uh, well, yeah, then it wouldn't be a pattern. Exactly. Yeah, I haven't seen Mandy Bell around on YouTube bothering anybody. Like I said, past behavior of doxing. If it doesn't continue, then you know You good Nunya? No, you're not blocked. Did you hear me say your name? Anything that I said was something that I heard, but we can see you. Did you come in because you heard me say something that bothered you? If that's the case, I'm sorry. How is Nunya stealing your thunder? You think your app is messing up? So, did I say something that brought you here that you overheard or something? Because I don't really know you at all. I mean, like, I don't really know you at all. I'm just was using it as an example, hearing something that was said about doxing behind the scenes, and your name came up. Did I say something that was incorrect? If I did, I'm sorry. She asked if she was blocked. I do that when nobody chats with me. Oh, okay. All right. Well, like I said, this can be a safe space. Yes, it can. Absolutely. But if anyone doesn't have any, no, nothing bad at all. I've been listening for a while. I don't dox at all, not in private, not in public. Okay. Yeah, you know what, and I could be wrong. That's why I said if I'm wrong, correct me. Um, we were talking about doxing, and I don't know. I heard your name came up somewhere, probably because there must have been falling outs or something like that with people. And I don't know, maybe I threw your name in with a private docs behind the scenes or something like that, or someone said that you did it or whatever, and I probably shouldn't have said it. But someone asked about doxing in here, and if I how I feel about doxing. And of course, my feelings on doxing have always been the same. I hate it. You won't be yelled at immediately. When have I ever yelled at you, Chas? The only person that I yell at in this chat is Ash274. So get that right. I'm over the moral authorities of policing on YouTube. Exactly, Lindsay. I agree with you. It's gotten to a point where it's a little bit crazy. But Nunya, it's good to see you, the good Nunya. Um, I'm assuming that you have the name the good Nunya because there's another Nunya that people don't like or something, right? And or she's the bad Nunya, and you wanted to make sure that people knew that you aren't that person. I think we might have crossed paths maybe once, once before. But you're absolutely welcome here. So, does anyone have anything that they would like to say before I? Um, oh, people are calling you Betty. Well, that's not good. It's a baddie. Ash, did Ash give you the name the Good Nunya? Really? Ash274 did that? Oh, so Carla's Nunya is the bad Nunya? I know who that is. See, I'm going to end up getting in trouble now. College Nunya used to be the bad Nunya. You want me to tell you a joke? I'll tell you. I'll tell you a joke. Okay, so let's see if I can remember this joke. See, it used to crack me up when I used to tell it. Not anymore because I can't. I don't think I can remember it. And of course, Randy told it wrong to her friends, and then it even got worse. I only know one joke. Is that pathetic? I only know one joke. It's about the guy who had no arms who wanted to go and be a person who rings the bell in a steeple. I only tell. How can you love my jokes? I only know one joke. I mean, I hear a lot of jokes, but for some reason, I can never remember them. I remember everything else in the world. Can remember things from 25 years ago, but I can't retain a joke. I don't know why. I knew it wasn't Nunya Biz because Nunya Biz doesn't try to act like the police. I know I mess it up. I'll mess it up now only because I don't have it fresh in my mind. But listen, the first time I told that, Tess, it was very funny. Come on, you have to admit that it was very funny. Well, maybe the joke itself wasn't very funny, but the whole premise of me telling a joke and everybody in the side chat, it was funny. Come on. You have to admit it. I did. I laughed hysterically. I couldn't stop laughing. The only other time that I probably laughed that much was when Randy retold it wrong. And then another time that I really laughed hard was over the love poem for the Valentine's poetry contest. And we got that terrible murder poem. And Wendy and I couldn't stop laughing. Get a joke book, Diane, and read. I could do that. Oh, well, I don't have to get a book. I can just look it up online. I can find some funny jokes. Anybody watching the Super Bowl Sunday? Who's playing? Kansas City Chiefs and the 49ers. They're not my teams. My Eagles did not make it to the Super Bowl. But does anybody watch the Super Bowl or have a party, even though your team is not watching? Because let's face it, it's really about the party and the food, right? I mean, you can get in. You could pick another team just for one day to root for. I'm just watching in case Taylor. Yeah, Taylor Swift. Listen, don't tell anybody, okay? Don't tell anybody this. I don't care for Taylor Swift. I don't care for her music. I don't know. Just saying. Did you? Okay, I have a trivia question for you. No googling. I want you to just guess. Okay, no googling. I'm sorry, Jane. Like she's just not my cup of tea. I feel like there's way too much uh stardom, fairy dust, whatever put on her. Like she's everywhere. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh boy. I should have probably never said anything about Taylor Swift. Yeah, no Googling, no more movies. Who's playing the halftime at the Super Bowl? Does anybody know? Look at, oh my God, Jane is giving me evil, evil, scary faces. Okay, so listen. I know Swifties are hardcore. I know. Oh, Usher, really? See, now I like Usher, but let me just say this, okay? I don't feel like Usher, gonna probably get hell for this too. I don't feel like Usher he's a very good singer. I just don't feel like he has the presence to carry a whole halftime show. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. He's not Michael Jackson, okay? No, it's not what are we Googling, it's what we're not Googling. I am a tough critic. I do like Usher. I think he has a good voice. Hey, Lanky Tour, always late, but looking for Vincenzo's plate. Okay, all right. So, yeah, I just don't think I don't know. I'm trying to picture him taking over a whole, he's not Eminem and Snoop Dogg and Mary J. Blige. I mean, I just don't see it as like a Super Bowl halftime show. I'm sorry. I see him in concert now at Westbury Music Fair. That's where I see him. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's certain energy. Yeah, he's not a superstar. Budget was light this year. Right, he was popular in the 2000s. I don't know. I mean, there was nobody else free for the Super Bowl. Okay, so does anybody know? Again, don't Google it. I'll know if you Googled it. Right, why perform when the camera will be on Taylor Swift, right? Okay, so in, I believe it was 1995 was when the Super Bowl decided they used to just have like marching bands and shit like at the halftime, and then they moved over to having actual performers. I believe it was 1995. I wasn't watching the Super Bowl back then because I wasn't as involved in football as I am now. Does anybody know who? Look at Lanky Tour is putting Parmigiana in the chat while we're talking about performers. All right. So does anybody know? I swear, no googling. Who the first Super Bowl performer was when they switched over from marching bands to an actual show? Go. Does anybody know? Nope. Nope, Tess. It was not. Nope. It was not Gloria. Nope. Gloria did perform there. Carol, Carol Channing. Come on. Yes. Nope. Nope. Beach Boys. Nope. Aerosmith did perform there, but it wasn't the first performer. Sweet Pea got it. Sweet Pea got it. It was Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was the hey Pink. Michael Carol Channing was Carol Channing in 1970. There was no performing in 1970. It was 19. Well, you guessed right, Sweet Pea. It was 1995. Yeah, I believe it was 1995. They he was the very first performer that performed for the halftime show. Prior to that, they just had stupid marching bands. So yes, it was Michael Jackson. Carol, you don't know who Carol Channing is? Prince also did perform for the halftime, but he was not the first one. You really don't know who Carol Channing is? Hello, Dolly. You know what? You know Hello, Dolly, right? She was a Broadway performer. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Me as a younger person didn't like. I didn't get the like. My mother loved Carol Channing. I just didn't like get the appeal of her because I didn't like she wasn't like a really good singer. She was more of a character actress. She wasn't like a really good singer. She wasn't like a Barbara Streisand who had a beautiful voice. She was oh, she died in 2019. She must have been old when she died. She must have lived a long life. Oh, you're not into Broadway, Testicle? I love Broadway. Love, love. Look what up. Look it up, Diane. Look up what. Oh yeah, she was a very good entertainer, but she didn't have like a uh 97. Yeah, that's a long. I figured she had to be uh live a long life. I'm not age shaming. Um Carol Channing just didn't have like a beautiful voice. She was a performer. She was a very good performer, just not a singer. Like different people played, like Barbara Streisand played Hello Dolly, but she had a really fantastic. Get out of here! She performed in the Super Bowl. Doing what? In 1970, but they didn't. Because they didn't have performers until 95. They had like bands and stuff like that. Wow. Shania Twain, I think, did perform at the Super Bowl already. There are some people who have performed more than once at the Super Bowl. I don't know who they are, but some performers have. Oh, you know who Cara Burnett is? Yeah, she's a comedian. She's still alive, by the way. She's pretty old. She's got to be in her 90s. You liked when they had multiple people. Did you like when Shakira and Jennifer Lopez performed together? That was a pretty. There's a problem with that. They didn't. They weren't happy about that, having to do that. Well, Jennifer Lopez wasn't happy. Mostly, I just want Snoop Dogg back. Wasn't Snoop Dogg just pretty recently there? Wasn't he was there with Eminem, right? And Mary J. Blige. Yeah. Wasn't that last year? Was it last year? She did perform in the Super Bowl in the 70s. Well, that's okay. So, all right. But did she do a whole halftime show? Well, maybe Snoop Dogg will come back again. I have a wish list: Shania Twain, Amy Grant, and Reba. I love Amy Grant. I love Amy Grant. I like when she first started out with her Christian songs all the way back in in the 80s. She did a an album called Age to Age, and it had the most beautiful songs on it. Most beautiful songs. Yeah, she did. Yeah, well, she was Hello Dolly back then. I remember her doing a lot of guest spots, probably on the Carol Burnett show. She was that kind of a, um, you know, I think I remember her in something else. I'm trying to remember what it was. I can see her face very clearly. Yeah, I like Bruno Mars too. What happened to him? Like, where is he? Is he not doing anything anymore? Well, hopefully, Lanky Tour, the 49ers will win. J-Lo was butthurt because she had to share the halftime. Yeah, with Shakira. I think that what they probably should have done is not, they should have like split it up. They should have let each of them perform separately rather than together. I've been good, Pink. How about you? I hope you've been okay. I know 40 more days until spring. The winter is kind of flying by. Why? What's wrong? Why are you giving her question mark about Amy Grant? What's wrong with her? Amy Grant is wonderful. Oh, I remember. Well, Purple Onion. I don't remember that, but I know who Phyllis Diller is. What happened to Bruno? I mean, is he not doing anything anymore? I mean, and Wendy V does play that song every time she goes live on a Friday, right? Bruno Mars song to the dancing, which I love the old time dancing. Whoever did that and put that dance, all those dances in with that song, did a great job. Oh yeah, well she plays. It's a video of all the old time dancers from the 40s, the 30s, the 40s, and it's all to Bruno Mars music, and it's beautifully fit. Whoever did the video, and that's her opening. It's just Uptown Funk. Yeah, that's it. Uptown Funk. That's probably to me one of his best songs is Uptown Funk. But the way the dancing fits into that song so perfectly is unbelievable. It was last year, an ode to Dr. Dre. Okay, I thought it was last year. Snoop, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, Anderson Paak. Okay, it was an epic performance. I know. Well, that they have Usher this year. Usher can't fill those shoes. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, well, listen. I think Taylor Swift is a very cute girl who is on to her 85th boyfriend. but she's not my cup of tea. Gorilla's the best one in the songs. Well, I like Uptown Funk because I like dancing. Rosanna Dana, Saturday Night Live. Rosanna Dana, that was, listen, she was really good. I just can't imagine Usher. I don't know. It's just me. Yeah, exactly, Tess. That's how I feel. I love Eminem. I know that's crazy. People probably don't believe me that I love Eminem, um, but I do. I've loved him a long time. I don't necessarily like all hip hop and all rap, but Eminem, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I don't know. Taylor Swift is all over. Like every time I go on YouTube, and and the shorts come up, there's always I'm always just seeing Taylor Swift, and people are always talking about her and her boyfriend. I don't know. You're shocked that I like Eminem. I've liked him since about 2000. Probably started liking him about 2008. One of my friends went to his concert. I didn't go, and I was really sorry that I missed it. But you know, I like him. I think he's brilliant. Yeah, yeah, okay. So genius is another word. I just thought he was brilliant. I would say that to your face, Diane. Just for the record. Okay, got it. I don't know. I'm trying to think of. I mean, like, if you could pick who was going to be at the halftime show this Sunday, who would it be other than Usher? Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? I mean, who would you like to see there? They have to be alive. Don't name someone that's dead. Oh, listen, Steve Perry. Listen, Steve Perry doesn't have the voice he used to have. He was the voice. He probably had one of the best voices in rock. Um, Queen was the best performer for me. But Steve Perry and Journey, I will always love Steve Perry for the music that they put out. If they could go back, 30 years, yeah. So Hank Williams Jr., really? Okay. Reba McEntire, Pink Floyd, Eagles. No, I'm trying to think. You're giving up YouTube for Lent? Lanky Tour? Bad Company, Steven Tyler, Aerosmith, Incubus, Foo Fighters, Chris Stapleton. I don't know. I kind of like Aerosmith a lot. I can see them doing it. Oh, what's that? Oh God, what's that group's name? Uh, What's that group's name? The guy. What's the guy who sings "Counting Stars"? One Republic. I love One Republic. Does anybody like One Republic? And one of my favorite songs ever is from Bobby Caldwell. I don't know who that is. Who's Bobby Caldwell? What do you do for love? I don't know who that is. John Mayer, Meatloaf, but he's dead. You thought it was counting cars? It's counting stars. Coldplay. Yeah, Meatloaf is gone. He was great. Ozzy? I don't think I've ever, and I swear, I don't think I've ever listened to any of Ozzy's music ever. I don't think I've ever heard one of his songs. Oreo Speedwagon, Love Boy, Guns N' Roses. Doobie Brothers. Oh, I love the Doobie Brothers. Chris Stapleton would be bro. I don't know if I know who that is. Oak Ridge Boys. Is the Oak Ridge Boys the ones that the one guy had that really, really, really deep voice? He went really down low. Bad Company. Oh yeah, rest in peace, Toby Keith. You know, it's so weird. I just saw an interview with him. Oh, not that long ago, where he was just he went through all the chemo, and I guess he thought he was on the road to recovery. I don't know. He wasn't. Cool in the Gang. Nah, not anymore. First of all, JT Taylor, the lead singer, left the band a long time ago, and he pretty much is the one that made the whole band. Whitney Houston, yeah, I know. I won't come for you. Pet Shop Boys, Lil Wayne. There's a lot, there's people that you're saying that I don't even know who they are. Oh, I love that song from Steve Perry. Pat Benatar. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've ever listened to Lil Wayne. Talking Heads, Stevie Nicks. I was just listening the other day to James Taylor and Carly Simon singing Mockingbird. I hadn't heard that song in like such a long time. And I loved that song when it came out. Yeah, the chat is showing their age, but that's okay. There's some really good music. Some of the old music is the best. Huh, Lanky, that's a good one. Jelly Roll. Never heard anything from that person. I know who it is, but I've never heard anything. I don't think anyway. Well, guys, I've been on for 3 hours, and I think it's time to say goodnight. I hope that everybody who is betting on a team for a Sunday or is going to a party is going to be chowing down some really good food, just, or is actually rooting for their own team has a wonderful time. And if I'm not back, which I probably will be before Valentine's Day, um, yeah, well, most of the stream has been fun. Michael Bolton. The beginning wasn't so much fun, but I was a little pissed. It is what it is. I am glad that to Audrey who came in and Deb and that we did not end on a bad note. I do appreciate that. Um, oh, you'll be back. You have a response coming your way. Well, you know, like I said, it is what it is. I can't really speak on too much more of it because you know, that would be up to Pickle. That would be up to Pickle, not me. But if I'm not, if I don't come back before happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Yes, stay sexy. Um, although we all know that Valentine's Day is just a big, other way for people to make a lot of money. The price of flowers go up, the price of candy goes up, the price of everything goes up. I know, I know. I would say, yeah, I agree. But listen, people have opinions, and I really do wish that the, because I hate the hater word. I just wish that the hateful tones came down a little bit and people thought a little bit more before they say mean things or bad things or call people psychos before, think about it before they say it. Will it ultimately hurt the person? Could the person be going through something? Because I think everybody at some point is going through something. And, you can't expect because you're going through something that only your wishes are granted, that people don't talk about you. You have to think of other people as well. Because not everybody talks publicly about that they're going through something. That's all I'm trying to say. Yes, Tess. Yes, Whitney Houston. Such a sad story about her, but she had most the most glorious voice, probably of any woman of our generation. She was gifted with the most beautiful voice. Another person that I keep seeing pop up on my thing is Karen Carpenter. And I see these girls trying to do tributes to her because I think it's been 41 years recently since she died. And I'm like, no one can come close to Karen Carpenter's voice. She had the most God gifted voice. She never took a lesson. You know, I see these people like trying to analyze her vocal abilities and her air and her this voice and that voice, and none of it is even true because she just sang naturally and that's what came out. Um, when I hear women trying to sing like her, they can't. No one can sound like Karen Carpenter. What a sad story that was. And all because someone said something in an article about his chubby sister, and that's where it all went bad for her. Anyway, everybody, I'm going, and I'll either see you before Valentine's Day or not. If not, have a good one, and thank you for coming tonight and staying and, you know, getting me off the topic onto something better. All right, everybody, take care. And oh, yeah, Celine Dion. Well, you know, she had a different voice. Celine Dion was more of a power singer, where Karen Carpenter was more, she just opened her mouth and song came out. Like no effort was put into her voice. You know what I mean? They're completely on different spectrums of singers. All right, I'm going to go. This time for real. All right, everybody. Good night.